Well, this would be another reel on toxic women. I met a toxic woman today. It seems to me a narcissist. I was at the supermarket with my husband, and she was ahead of us in line. So my husband waited with the cart so he could pay, and I went to the bottom of the rolling counter so that I could bag the groceries as they came down. Now, the woman ahead of us, ahead of my husband, parked her shopping cart in such a way that she occupied both moving belts of groceries. She took up the space of two people, in other words. In the meantime, this woman was arguing with the cashier, a very young man who didn't speak a lot of English, and she was trying to get him to change the price on an item. And he said, "It's in the computer, this is the price." This conversation and her bullying of this young man must have gone on for at least 5 minutes while we were waiting. Finally, not satisfied, she turns to the cashier behind her on the other line and tries to get that lady to agree with her. And the cashier said, "I'm sorry, but the prices are in the computer and they can't be changed." So then she went back to bullying the cashier, who very patiently just replied that that was the price and he couldn't change it. She bought an entire case of energy drinks. Nothing wrong with that, unless you're paying for it with food stamps and arguing about a price of an item of food that was $7.47 beyond your food stamps because you wanted the case of energy drinks. Which tells me that you don't need the food stamps because you would use them for food if you needed them. So this was not the end of it. Finally, she started loading her groceries, having lost her argument with the cashier. And my husband had paid and came around to place his cart at the end of our moving counter, so that I was bagging the groceries so that I could put the groceries in the shopping cart. But there wasn't any room for his cart because she had parked her cart sideways, taking up both lanes. So he very gently moved her cart about 6 inches back so he could insert the narrow end of our cart close to the counter so I could reach in and place the bags of groceries in them. She actually tried to move her cart back, to taking up both sides, so that I wouldn't have been able to load my cart without walking around her cart to place the groceries in her cart. This is an example of a complete narcissist who has no qualms about bullying people in order to get her way and about social rudeness. And everybody noticed. As we were finally leaving the store, the lady who had been behind my husband wished us a very, very happy day because she had been waiting too. So toxic women really give themselves away by their public behavior. What are toxic women characterized by? 1, a huge sense of entitlement. 2, a disregard for other people's rights. 3, they don't stay in their lane. 4, they try to bully other people into giving them what they want. And 5, they cheat. She was cheating with her food stamps. And if she needed that article of food so badly, she should have paid for it with food stamps instead of trying to bully the price down. Because certainly nobody has a desperate need for Red Bull. So I'm seeing these toxic women who are aggressive, pushy, inconsiderate, and they lack empathy, and above all, they also lack honesty.